Hello everyone. In this video, we will be solving the problem Sudoku Solver. Its number is 37 on LeetCode. Yesterday we solved the problem Valid Sudoku, where we were going through all the entries in the board and verifying if the Sudoku board is valid or not. And here we will be solving the Sudoku problem. The basic rules of Sudoku are each digit from 1 to 9 must occur exactly once in each row, each column, and each box, sub boxes, like 3 by 3 boxes. So usually in a Sudoku board, there are 9 boxes, 9 rows, and 9 columns. Here we are given a board with few numbers already added. We need to fill out all of the empty spaces. This is a hard problem on LeetCode, so I really recommend you to just spend some time understanding the approach that I am going to be taking in solving this problem. And once you understand that, I'm sure you'll be able to solve it in no time. Without wasting any time, let's switch to our whiteboard session and discuss how it can be solved. I will be using the example given in our problem statement. So if you look at this problem, and the first approach that you would think about is to try all possible combination in each of the empty spaces and see if the board is valid or not. But if you think about the complexity and the runtime it would take to solve the problem, that would be pretty huge. That brute force approach will definitely take a much longer to solve the problem. I want to first start with talking about how it can be solved using brute force and then find out ways of improving it. Usually the approach would go something like you would start with iterating through all the numbers. So you're pointing at 5. 5 is already available and the problem statement states the numbers that we are already given are the valid ones. We only have to solve it by filling out the values in the empty spaces. No changes with 5. Then the next number is 3. Again, no changes. Now we stumbled upon an empty space. Here we need to try all possible combination starting from 1 all the way to 9 and then verify if that number is a valid number based on 3 criteria: row, column, and box. Is that number unique in the row? Is the number unique in a column? And is a number unique in the box? If all 3 criteria are satisfied, we can put that number in that empty space. But we cannot be sure that that number is supposed to be there. We won't be able to confirm it unless we continue and solve the whole Sudoku problem. So if I go with this logic here, I am iterating through all the numbers. If I try 1, 1 is unique in this whole row, 1 is unique in this whole column, and 1 is unique in this whole box, the first box where it belongs. So 1 is definitely a potential candidate that I can put over there. So I will put 1 for now and then continue iterating. So now I am pointing to this location, and again I will start with iterating to all the numbers because it's an empty space. So I will try with 1. 1 I cannot put over here because there is already a 1 in the row, so this becomes invalid. Also 1 is there in the column too, so 1 is not the right choice. Now I will try 2. So let's try 2. 2 is unique in this whole row, 2 is unique in the column, and 2 is unique in this box. So 2 is definitely valid number to be added to that space. Similarly, we will keep on adding values to the empty spaces and validate if our row, column, and box validations pass. At some point, if you have made any mistake in our assumption, the validations will fail and we will not be able to add a value in a box because it is either failing the row or a column or a box validation. So now we will have to go back to the first spot where we made the assumption and try a different pair because the number that we tried did not work. So we will have to do it again. I will have to update this first value to 2 and then continue the iteration forward. As you may have noticed, we will have to make a lot of combinations and trial and errors to solve this problem using brute force. This approach will definitely solve the problem, but it is not a viable solution because of its runtime complexity. So now let's think about how we can modify this solution to make it better. The main problem in brute force is we are restarting the whole assumption process from scratch. Instead of doing that, how about we just do a backtrack approach where we just go a layer above or the previous assumption and try to change that and continue the loop. So instead of going to the first empty space that we made an assumption for, we will just go a layer above the previous empty space and then try to change the value and continue the loop. So here, again iterating through the first, the second, no changes. In the third one, I will try 1. 1 is valid, so I will go to the next one. Now here, I will try 2. After going through all the iterations, let's say I'm adding all the values here which I think are going to be valid. So I'm adding 8 here. Let's say I'm adding 9 here. Just like before, let's assume in the next spot, I do not have any valid values from 1 to 9 that I can add there without breaking any of the rules. Instead of going back to the first assumption, we will go to the previous assumption we made. So we will go to 9. Instead of trying out 9 here, we will try the next possible number in our list. Because this is 9, there is no number after 9. So this also becomes invalid. So we will go to the previous assumption we made before 9 and try to change that. So here I am at 8. So 8 is not a valid number here per my calculation so far. So I will try to make this 9. So with this as 9, I will continue my loop forward. So basically I am going to do a backtrack of all the steps that I did to solve the problem. If it worked well, good enough, it does not work, I will undo the change and try something else. At this spot, my current value is 8 and I will update it to 9. Continue the flow and see how far I can get. We will start the process of assuming what values we can put in the next spot and make it valid. If I'm still unable to find a valid value for the empty space, I will backtrack to the last change that I made, try undo that change and try a different combination and continue the flow to see if that works. I hope you are able to understand the logic that I'm trying to implement here. Let me show you the C# implementation of this logic to solve this problem. Here is the C# implementation and this is the main method. I am first validating if the board that is provided as an input is not null. Then I start with calling this helper method called solve, where I iterate through all the numbers given or all the spaces in the board. If the value of that space is a dot or empty, only then I'm going further, or else I'm skipping over all the spaces which has a value already. I validate if it is an empty space or not. Then I have to try all possible combination that I can enter in that space. So I've created this variable nums which contains all the characters 1 to 9. So I iterate through all the combination and then using that number and the row index and the column index, I am validating if I were to add that number in that row, column or box, is it going to be valid or not? So in each of the method, I am validating if I were to add this number in this row index, will it work? I'm getting the corresponding row and checking if there is already an item in the row that matches to the number that I'm trying to add. The same logic applies to the column where I'm looping through all the entries in that column by index and then checking if it is equal to num that I'm trying to add. If there is an entry, then return false, else we are returning true. For validating the box part, it's slightly different. I am taking the upper range and lower range of the box for column and row index because there are going to be a range. If I am looking at box number 0, the first box basically, or the range of row is going to be 0 to 2. The same applies for the column. So I am using that logic to calculate the range for row and column. And I've created this simple and readable code that gets me those range. So if my I or the index is less than 3, it means my range should be 0 to 2. This can be solved mathematically as well, but just for readability and simplicity, I wrote it down using if-else condition. After getting the row range and the column range, I am looping through only the box where that number is supposed to be added and then checking if that number already exists. If the number exists, it will return false. Assuming if all the three validations pass, then we are setting the number in that board and then calling the method again. It will keep on iterating through all the values until all the combination return true. If any of the combination returns false, it means we need to undo the change. So we will go to the else condition and reset the space value to empty so that we can try a different combination using this for each loop. In case we are not able to find any valid number to be added to that space, we return false. This will tell us that we have made some error and we have added some incorrect value in the previous assumptions and we need to fix that. I hope you were able to follow my solution. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. This solution is available on my GitHub repository. I will be adding the link to this solution in the description below. I will also add a link to the valid Sudoku problem from where I got some idea about how we can solve this. You can check that out as well. Thank you for watching this video and I will see you in the next one.